am out on the streets with my head in my hands. I've got no plan, only to see you again. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I like being kicked on the ground. I'm not that strong, but then I come to my senses. Yeah, I'm coming. You can feel my power, and I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel don't be afraid. Don't do that man with the scar on his face. It's a charade. It's just the way you've been living. Yeah! I'm coming. You can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about Astroworld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at Astroworld is we hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at astroworldweb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optolong filter kit, Charles Brackenstein's books, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to astroworldweb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be ya, I wanna see ya. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Yeah. Cat learns to ring a bell. Rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn the way. I wanna see you, I wanna be you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Yeah, you're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late, late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're going black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add on my telescope now. Get what's wrong with this thing.
The lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? Do one thing right, do I make two things wrong? If I want that fine line, I'll always take the fall. If I just do left, I can live from the right. I sleep all day long, and I'm breathing through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I felt a lot of women refuse to understand. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
Solar eclipse. October, annular eclipse. Don't let your glasses come off. You ready for the next solar eclipse? You ready for it? October 14th this year is an annular eclipse, followed by April, another total solar eclipse, and you create your own branded Astroworld telescope solar gadget made by American Paper Optics today on the website, astroworldtelescopes.com, or give me a call, 516-273-3771, and we can get you a set of 4 of these for $9.99. come on down again, AstroTelescopes.com, and keep imaging as long as you don't have a solar shade on. Keep editing.
Man's gonna touch the sky. A proud man never gonna die. He's gonna give it a little more bottle. He's finally thrown away the bottle. Don't you know the monster has finally set me free? And don't you know the monster is down on his knees? Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see the change? Can't you see? Can't you see?
What the hell's wrong with my telescope now? Yeah, what's wrong with this thing?
Another lost Lone Ranger. Can I break this spell? I do one thing right. Do I make two things wrong? If I want that fine line, I will always take the fall. If I just do the left, I can hear from the right. I sleep all day long, then I'm creeping through the night. So here I am, out on the streets with my head in my hands. I've got no plans, only to see you again. Don't don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like being kicked on the ground. I'm not that strong. But then I come to my senses. Yeah! I'm coming. You can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel. Don't be afraid. Don't do that man with the scar on his face. It's a charade. It's just the way you've been living. Yeah! I'm coming. You can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels it. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I
All right, we made it back from Canada. Woo! What's happening, everybody? And I strung along Ron with us. We brought him back from the up north to down south, and he's hanging out with us now and talking about. Well, hey, we're talking about Astro for a little bit, and we're going to be hanging out. And I see Sean. It's so good to be back because you know what? And I'm exhausted. I literally just got back at like 1 a.m. So I'm burnt out. So if I'm a little flustered today, everyone's gonna have to forgive me. But Eric, I just gotta say thank you to Eric. What a great job that you did over the past week and taking the bull by the horns and doing the show while I was gone and getting it all to work. And I know it could be a challenge. So thank you for doing that. And we're looking for more to come from the Astroworld meets Astro with Eric show. So
yeah, I must have been nuts. It was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm doing this.
Wait till you start hitting buttons on the stream deck and everything.
Oh man. But you know what? It was a lot of fun. So I really appreciate everybody's support and hanging out with me, you know, while I was flying solo. So while Dan was up there, you know, with Ron and Sean and Wayne and Trevor and everybody else, you know, and just having a blast.
Yep.
And here I am stuck here in Illinois.
So I got some good news to share with everybody. I know Ron knows this already and Sean in the chat as well. So everybody knows I'm starting to gear up for the crazy, insane Astropalooza coming up. That the 12-hour disaster Astrophotography forum. So not only do we have all of the masters of Pixinsight coming back, we got Sean Nielsen coming back. We got Stacy Downton coming on, Astro Stace. We also got on Dylan O'Donnell and Trevor from Astro Backyard. So they're both going to be there. As of right now, things may change, things may happen, but just as of last week, everybody's going to be on. It's going to be crazy, and I'm sure the normal offenders will be there. The Charles Bracken, the Dr. Sass, and all those people will be on as well. So it's gonna be nuts. So we had over 2,700 views in one day. Over 27, I think it was 2,900 hours watched in one day. I want to break 5,000 hours watched that day because it's going to be sick. It's going to be 12 hours of astro. It's like it's astro porn. That's what it is. And and that's what it is. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. December 9th is the day. From probably 12 to 12 or 12 to 11. What is that what we did last year? We did 12, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
So 12 to like 11:30. And I know that Ron and Pete and Warren were all there at the end, watching me take a shot of whiskey at the end because it was just such a craziness. But we should really talk about the sponsors and all that kind of stuff before we get into what we brought Ron in to talk about, because he has got a milestone of his own that he wants to share. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go over the sponsors really quick. I'm going to do it super fast because I know Ron's on a time clock and I'm exhausted, and Eric had his 2 shows, and we're all done this week. It's only Wednesday and we're done. So let's just do this really, really fast. And here we go. So our sponsors, now we all know that we give away some good stuff every week. And Ron, thank you for yourself, Pete, Warren, all the people at Masters of Pixinsight for being a super giant level sponsor since literally day one. So thank you for that. We also have Woodland Hills Camera and Telescopes, who also gives us some cash to give away. We give away $50 a month plus a semi big one. Probably, I think we could do, what is it, the Thanksgiving week, right? So somebody could get a Christmas present. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna give away a $250 gift certificate for Woodland Hills Camera and Telescopes, whatever that last Friday of the month is. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you to them. Also, the other guys give away some good, great stuff. Opto Long, who's sending me more filters. Thank you. Camera Concepts also gives us cash, and Prima Luce Lab as well. So thank you so much. Also, again, the aforementioned Masters of Pixinsight at the super giant level, and IP4AP. Don't forget that. That's another great platform for tutorials regarding Pixinsight and Photoshop as well, is where they cut their teeth. So, I mean, it's really, really another great platform. A lot of great tutorials on both. And Ron, I don't want to steal Ron's thunder because he's going to be talking about what's going on with Masters of Pixinsight in about 2 seconds. So, and also, of course, at the supergiant level, us, Astroworld Telescopes. Feel free to get any of your Astro gear with us and take a look at our website, or give me a call or an email if you have any questions. So thank you so much. We also can't do any of this stuff without member support, so it's super important to have that. And I got to say thank you to all of the members of the Off the Rails members, Sean, John, and Bob. Our Quasar members, Dr. Ascari and Chris. Black Hole members. And if you want to become a member and get some perks, go to Patreon. Get on there. We have levels from like $5 to $50. You get some shirts, stickers, whole bunch of stuff from Patreon. And you get that, and plus some access to some stuff that I may not want on YouTube. So you can check it out. Red Giant members, we got about 56 members across the 2 platforms, YouTube and YouTube and Patreon. So thank you to everybody. Join us on Patreon. Check us out. Haven't locked a date with Helena yet. I just got back from Canada, and so I'm going to be working on that. Hopefully, it'll be before she goes to university, which is in 2 weeks. So I don't think it'll be before then. I'm going to try and do that. Also, we got As soon as APP 2.0 comes out, Mabula is going to be on to come and hang out with us to discuss all of the new changes with APP. And it's going to be a lot of fun with that as well. And of course, don't forget to check us out on Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that other stuff, and hang out with us. Our Discord is over 133 members now, and it's getting to be a really nice, big kind of community over there. So,
community, exactly.
you know, and that being said, we're going to go back to our regular scheduling programming, and tonight we have a one of our first guests ever on Astroworld TV, and personal friend of mine, Ron Brecher, is here with us from Master of Pixinsight. So, and I'm sorry, astrodoc.ca as well. So, Doc, what's up? Haven't seen you in like 3 days.
3 days.
First, I gotta say, I want to say online, thank you so much for your hospitality while I was in the Great White North. You guys, you and your wife Gail. Gail, I know you're watching. Thank you so much for your hospitality and letting me into your home. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much.
We had a ball. We really enjoyed having you, and you're welcome anytime.
Oh, I'll see you next week. But and I gotta say also, because I know he's in the chat, Sean and his wife Trish as well. Thank you. I spent the second half of the week with them. Thank you guys. I love all you guys. You're a bunch of great friends, and I appreciate everything. So when you come down to New York, unfortunately, my house isn't big enough to have guests, but I know a nice hotel, and you can stay there, and I'll show you New York City.
I thought you were going to stay in the hotel and we could have the
Yeah.
house.
Oh yeah, sure. You know what? That's fine. I'm okay. I'll be happy to go to New York City and stay in a hotel. That's fine. I'm all right.
I was pretty sure that's what you were going to say.
Not a problem.
That's funny.
You got a nice milestone that you want to talk about with Masters of Pixinsight. So I'm gonna pass it on over to you.
Well, we're going to be coming up to our anniversary of restarting our newbie series, like starting over right from the beginning. So that's going to be in September. This is going to be our 4th time through the whole series of workshops. It's crazy.
I know.
You know, a lot of bad things happened during the pandemic, but Masters of Pixinsight came out of the pandemic. And, you know, the huge burst of interest that people had for astrophotography when everybody was stuck at home. Mm-hmm. And we were stuck at home too, and we couldn't get out to our students. So really nice to be able to do it online. And by the way, now Masters of Pixinsight includes IP4AP.com. So Masters of Pixinsight really has 2 parts. It has the live workshops that we do about once a month. And then it also has the subscription IP4AP stuff that includes several different series, and there's hundreds of videos on there. One was launched today. Warren produced it. There's a segment there called Astrodoc's Corner, and there's about 30 or 40 videos there. So we always try to keep up with the latest developments. Now, next week, actually a week from yesterday, we have a Photons to Photos workshop, and that's going to be pretty much all me for this one. And I'm going to be processing a photo of the Andromeda Galaxy, one-shot color photo, and do that really from start to finish live, and then people can ask questions in the chat box. Warren will answer as he goes, and really fun workshop. And Pete set up a discount coupon that you can use if you want to go to that workshop. So that's on the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And the discount code is AstroWorld. And that'll be valid until that'll be valid until the 29th. And if you've already registered for this workshop, you can use it for any other workshop that you want to register for between now and the 29th. All our workshops are recorded, so you can watch the video even if you can't attend the live workshop. And that's really all I wanted to say about Masters of Pixinsight. Andromeda's coming up right now, well placed, so we thought it would be fun to process it in one-shot color.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's awesome. And you know, we actually spent let's see, well, I spent one night with Sean over at the Starfest, which was really nice. And I just got the email from the person who won, because Astroworld Telescopes was a door prize contributor. And I got an email from the person that won the MBZ filter that and she said, thank you so much and all that. You know, it was really nice. But
You mean the NBZ filter?
yep. Yeah, I donated the NBZ filter. Sorry. You know, you know, I'm only Canadian by injection, nothing else. So you know, so but you know, it was really cool to do that. And did Jen just come in? I don't know if I saw her just by. I might have to jet for like a couple of minutes, but you know, let's see what happens. But so the discount code for Masters of Pixinsight is Astroworld, and it's good till the 29th, right?
Yeah, it gets you $5 off. Hopefully, you'll get you $5 off the workshop on the 29th.
There you
But
go.
you can use it for any workshop,
Oh,
whatever
so
takes your fancy.
go check it out. Go to mastersofpixinsight.com. Get your tutorial and your $5 off, discount code Astroworld. So that's gonna be cool.
Cool. Yeah, and
you know, you did a really nice job thanking the sponsors at the beginning. We do the same at Masters of Pixinsight because, boy, I don't know if everybody understands how much work it is to put these things on, and we couldn't do it without the help of our sponsors. We couldn't keep the price reasonable.
And I gotta admit, I probably stole some of this stuff from Masters of Pixinsight, but so I got to give you guys credit as far as how you kind of formatted that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I just threw it into the beginning of Astroworld a little bit.
You know, it's a nice. Well, we couldn't. I just said it. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. We've got people like QHY, Optilong. They've been with us since
day one.
Since we were doing live workshops, 2017.
Wow.
2017. So they've just stuck by us the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't do it without that.
No, we got.
So we'll stick by you, Dan. You're stuck with us for life.
It. Don't worry. You know, eventually I'll get Astral Telescopes to be a sponsor. Is you know, we'll see. We'll talk eventually, but you know, hey, you sponsored us. We sponsor you now, so it'll all be good. One hand watches the other. And I'm gonna send.
Now we were real quick. We were talking a little bit about before we came on about the workshops and the new updates that you are doing. And one of them that we were talking a little bit about was with GHS, the general hyperbolic stretch. And have you used that yourself often? I know you said you guys have done some tutorials and things like that, but has that become something that you use personally quite often, or you still do you use a different method for a lot of your stuff?
Yeah, personally, I would say that my workhorse for stretching is histogram transformation.
Okay. Yeah.
I occasionally use generalized hyperbolic stretch, mass stretch, or arcs and an H stretch. Even autohistogram when I'm just exploring, you know, when I'm just casting around for my processing workflow. I wouldn't say I use generalized hyperbolic stretch often, but you know, it's another tool in the toolbox. It has its place. For me, histogram transformation is my go-to. Lots of people love GHS, and I did do a tutorial on it in IP4AP. By the way, IP4AP, for those who don't know what it stands for, image processing for astrophotography.
There you go.
There it is.
So I know that and I told you I was going to bring this up because I thought the photo came out unbelievable. Ron was doing some testing on a C14 on his his Paramount mount, and he's just trying some stuff out. And I don't know if you have it available or not.
Yeah.
But he
Let me
did.
just get it.
What's that?
Go ahead.
No, he did an image of the Crescent Nebula to test out this C14, and he did it at native f11, and
Really?
yeah, with no reducer. And I mean, I'm gonna leave it in Ron's, because he could talk to the photo a lot better than I can, because he took it, so he knows all the stuff that he did to it. But when he pops it up, I'll make it a big screen, and you can see what he got.
You should see it now.
Yep, and I'm gonna make you a little bigger. There we go. Now
I don't see what you see. I'm just looking at this picture. But this is the first light picture with a Celestron Edge HD 14-inch telescope. It's the largest aperture scope I've imaged with. The previous largest scope I imaged with was a 10-inch Newtonian. This is really promising. This is only 2.5 hours of HA03 and RGB. If it was 20 hours, I think there would be even more detail, but here it is, and it's amazing. And I also have, let's see if I can just find it quickly.
That's just 2 hours?
No. How many hours?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours? That's
each channel, right?
No, 2.5 hours total.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's just amazing.
And just give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find
Yeah, so that's 2.5 hours f11
Total.
at like a Bortle 5, right? Ron? 5, 6.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Bortle, probably Bortle 5 to 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll show you another couple that I'm working on. I need to get more data.
And Chris is asking which camera were you using?
Oh, this is with a QHY600 with Optolong filters, narrowband HA03, and broadband RGB, of course. I'm using a Prima Luce low-profile Isato 2-inch focuser with a rotator, Arco rotator, and it's kind of cool. I have serial number 1 for that low-profile focuser.
Oh, Eric, what's your serial
I was
number?
hoping to be it. I don't. You know what? I have to look. 29.
29.
And here, I'm going to just show the screen again. Entire screen. Share. Just a second. Share.
Oh, yeah.
So
Forgot about the ring. Yep.
Yeah, this is HA. This is HA03 RGB. And
wow, and that's the Ring Nebula.
Yeah, I know. You don't really see the ring looking like this too often.
No, you don't.
But yeah, that's the ring.
I love that little galaxy you got up there.
This is a native f11. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, there's the third one that I've done with this setup, the OWL cluster. So this is looking like a really promising scope. I had to. Sorry about that. I had to troubleshoot a few things, which is normal with new equipment. But I think that's behind me now, and all I need is for the sky to clear, and looks like we might have Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe.
Right before the moon gets a little too big,
Yeah, I can still shoot HA and 03.
Sure. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that's probably when I'm going to give the AVX a go and put the 8-inch with the Asato. It'll be the Virgin Voyage for me using the Asato and using Nina now with this guy. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to utilizing this focuser, with this telescope, just like you are using, Ron, with your 14-inch, and I know it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a blast using it, I think, because it's as I mentioned even in my video how critical focus is, especially when you're at these long focal lengths, when you're over 1200 1300 millimeter focal lengths and beyond, how focus is so much more critical. And having this Asato on here versus what I have been using, I know it's going to be awesome. So it's going to be some good time.
Yeah, and you
I
know what?
hope what you're going to find that I hope what you're going to find is that it's completely uneventful. A really
Yeah.
good focuser, any good equipment basically disappears into the background and you never notice it.
Yes.
And
You
that's
only notice
something
stuff
that
that's
we should maybe like. I mean, everybody sits there and says, I'm going to buy this focuser or this camera or this whatever, and it's the same with anything else. And I'm gonna go back to golf for a little bit because that's a little bit. I know a little bit about it. I'm not a golfer anymore, but I used to golf. But you know, I used to play with these crappy clubs. These things were just like, it was $199 for the set. I mean, it was, I may as well have been playing with a cricket club. And I'm sitting there and playing, and I spent, once I said, you know what? Once I spent a little bit of money on better clubs, I've noticed that my playing got better as well. So, to the point though, sometimes when you got better equipment, you get a better result.
Yeah.
Now you got to balance that with knowledge of the equipment and knowledge of what you're doing, and that's where masters of Pixinsight and tutorials come in. But it's just, if you don't have that balance and you have all the best equipment, it's kind of like, again, golf. I was watching this guy come up. He comes up and he's got like this rolling cart that's a remote control with all of his clubs following him and everything. And he's got the GPS, everything. And he's dressed to the T. He's got a $1,200 driver, and he gets up there and takes these swings that are just perfect. And then he goes up, he hits to the ball, and he shanks it, and he ends up in the trees because he didn't know how to play.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not between great equipment and crappy equipment. It's between great equipment, crappy equipment, and decent equipment.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right. So I think if you exclude the crappy stuff, then you can really go back to my partner, Warren Keller, my friend. He always says it's not the plane, it's the pilot. And I really believe that. I have a friend, I hope you get to meet him one day, Andy, Dan. His name is Andy, and he's a builder. And if I gave him a decent hammer, he could probably build me a house. But if you gave me an excellent hammer, I probably couldn't build you a new window box for my shed.
Yeah, right.
Right? You have to know how to use the equipment, whether you have the best top of the line or just decent stuff. You can get great results with it.
You can, but that's to the point that you gotta, just because you're a pilot doesn't mean you know how to fly a plane necessarily.
Yeah.
You gotta have the knowledge to kind of hit the right buttons and do the right things and put the flaps down in the right way, or like to your saying with the hammer, You know, if you're hitting a nail from the side, you're not going to build anything. You got to know how to hit it, what kind of force to hit it at. So to that point, yeah, you know, there's a lot to do with the pilot, and you could get a lot done with I'm not going to say substandard equipment. You know what I mean? You can get stuff like that. That's really good. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. It's going to take you a little bit more of a know-how to get
It takes practice.
and well, to get around all the problems that you got to come up with that better equipment doesn't have. You know what I mean? So you might have to do a little bit more noise reduction. You might have to do a little bit more morphological transformation because you got bad eccentricity or because of your tracking and stuff like that. I mean, that's just something that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, everything in astrophotography is a compromise, right? Like if you spend a ton of money on a great camera, but you put it on a crappy mount, you're always going to have really nicely captured oblong stars.
Yep.
Right. You have to have some things are more important than others. Like others, to me, the mount is crucial. You have to have a mount that can do a good job, and then there's a whole world of telescopes and cameras and things you can put on that. But if your mount won't give you round stars, you're never going to be happy, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, everybody says in the chat that the mount, and we say it, Eric, you say it all the time too. The put your money in a mount first.
I said put your money where your mount is.
There you go. There you go. That'll work.
Now, as we talk about, you know, we bring up some, you know, very good points here about how the mount is the heart of everything. The mount is the key to, you know, all of this, but is the key to getting, you know, is the key to getting started with getting a great image, right? But when we talk about equipment, where is there maybe, do you have, if you wanted to rank, maybe the mount is the very first, what other piece of equipment do you think, you know, would come second or third? If you had to choose three different items that, you know, are very, you know, you have to rank them by their, you know, importance, you would say, where would you, you know, which items would they be, starting with the mount? I would say would be the first one, but what would be two and three?
The second one I would say would be the optics. Again, doesn't matter what detector you put behind bad optics, you're never going to get a good result. I think there are more detector choices for good detectors than there are for great optics. And of course, you know, it depends on your situation. If you've got to be portable and remote, portable and small, portable and light, that's different than if you've got a remote observatory and you can put in a 17 or a 20-inch telescope that you never have to put in your car and lift up onto the mount. So everything in astronomy is a compromise. You kind of have to pick everything together, or you end up with the law of unintended consequences. So you get the mount, make sure you get enough capacity that's going to be more than you're ever going to want to put on there.
Right.
So my mount, for example, has a 90-pound capacity. I had about 50 pounds on it before. I have about 70 pounds on it now. So still room to grow if I wanted to. Then when you get to the optics, there's a lot of choices for good optics, but you really want to pick the telescope and the camera together, right? Because you want to match, there's two things you want to match. You want to match the size of the sensor to the size of the image circle of the telescope.
Yep.
There it is.
And you want to match the size of the pixels to the focal length of the telescope. And if you do both of those two things, then you're going to have a well-matched optic and camera pair.
Now, I'm gonna be I'm going to be Simon Cowell here again. There has been discussion on the show in prior shows regarding the importance or unimportance of proper sampling techniques when it comes to matching scope to camera. So there's one side, and I won't say everyone who watches the show knows what side I'm on, but there's one side that says, get the picture right on camera first. Sample it right so you have good shaped stars and whatever. And the other side says, who cares if the stars are blocky? I could always drizzle. So where do you stand? Or I could, what would you do if go ahead.
For me, it's I'm in that first camp, because you can't necessarily fix everything in post-processing. If you start out with the right equipment, with the right sampling, at the right match for, like we say, the mount, the optics, the camera, if we going off of those three as the top three, for example, once you get those right, it's going to make the in my opinion, it's going to make the processing and everything that much easier for you.
Yeah. Rod?
So that's me. I'm in that camp. So I'm in the first camp, and I know you are as well.
I'm in the first camp too. Slightly different rationale.
Okay.
But I would say don't get your nose out of joint. The best equipment is the equipment you already have. And sampling only matters in certain kinds of photography. So for example, if you're doing nightscape photography or Milky Way shots, you're never going to be properly sampled, and who cares? Who cares? If you're inspecting one of my stars in a wide field Milky Way shot, you're looking at the wrong thing. That's not what the artist was trying to get you to notice.
Correct.
Right? Now, if you're looking at a deep sky shot of a star cluster where the stars are the stars of the show, now sampling becomes important. And undersampling, you get those blocky stars. You're only going to notice them at big magnification.
Yep.
Oversampling in some ways is worse. If you're significantly oversampled, it probably means you paid too much for your mount.
Yeah.
Right? It probably means you spent too much on your equipment, because you could get the same kind of sampling with a smaller focal length, which would mean you could probably buy a smaller mount.
Yeah.
So oversampling creates a financial problem for some people.
It definitely can. Absolutely, it can.
Ideally, what I would do is, this is assuming you don't already own the equipment. Okay. I would figure out what scope do you want? What's the ideal pixel size and to go with that, and then get the biggest chip that you can afford, because you might change scopes in the future.
Yep.
Right. And I would go that way. And if your image circle is a little bit small because of the nature of that scope, you have a cropping tool in whatever software you use. You can crop out the bad corners and just use the good parts of the image.
Yeah, we got a quick question from Ernie. What would happen if I put my 2600 MC Pro on our club's 14-inch edge and choose to bin 2x2?
Well, then you would be doing pretty much exactly what I'm doing, because I'm using the Big Brother sensor of the 2600 sensor, but it's the same size pixels. And so you would get a similar resolution with the same resolution, in fact, to what you just saw on the Crescent Nebula and those other two shots, the ring and so on. And so at that focal length, if you bin that camera, your image scale is going to be 0.4 arc seconds per pixel. And that is slightly oversampled for me.
Yep.
I get, 1.8 to 2 arc seconds per pixel typically. So perfect sampling for me would be 0.6.
Right.
I'm at 0.4.
Okay. So there you go. I mean,
To people, I wonder if we should talk for a minute about where that 1/3 of the seeing thing comes from.
yeah, knock yourself
That
out.
if you're seeing is 3, you want 1 arc. Yeah, so that comes from the Nyquist theorem in signal processing, and it's really answering kind of an interesting question. You have an analog signal coming into your telescope from the sky. It's a star, right?
Right.
Or light from a star. And you're capturing it on a digital sensor. So the question is, how many pixels do you need to faithfully reproduce the analog signal in an image? That's the question. Obviously, 1 pixel isn't enough, right? Then you get blocky star.
Right.
Because pixels are square. And 1,000,000 pixels is way more pixels than you would need to display a star. So what do you need? It turns out you need about half the seeing. And really, because that's in an ideal system, you need 1/3 of the seeing to accurately sample that analog signal and capture it on a digital medium. It's going to be around 9 pixels.
Okay.
It's going to be the smallest structure.
Wow.
So
People want to learn more about that. It's the Nyquist theorem.
So Sean said, I think we should make a viral video to get Ron to ride the 14-inch scope like a bull. Like we'll throw him on there like what was it, Dr. Strangelove?
He wants me
Oh,
to wear. I'm having
my
trouble with
goodness.
that picture just in my head. But he
Oh, yeah.
he wanted me to have he wanted a cowboy.
Yeehaw!
Oh my goodness.
That yeah,
that's
totally. I was totally thinking of Dr. Strangelove with Ron with the hat,
Oh my gosh.
with the H bomb going down.
Oh boy,
That's funny.
Wow.
Hey, that's what we do. We have a lot of fun. But yeah, that I was just shocked. I remember when you put that picture up. What was that? 2 days ago, with the crescent, and we were looking at it together at your breakfast table. And we were sitting there looking at it, and we were just amazed at how much was able to be brought out with no focal reducer. You didn't give up 1 millimeter of focal length, and at f11 you got. But can you show that picture one more time, because I thought something was amazing, and part of this picture always gets me, and whenever I see the crescent at deep resolution, it just is amazing to me. And let's see. All right, the
it's
part
3,912 millimeter focal length.
the part that amazes me is there is at about 11:30 at the top, if north is yeah, okay, come down a little bit, and there's a bright star to the right. Nope, the other right. Yeah, that whole wispy arc of blue right there. It literally just arcs over, and it's like that star is like zooming through the Crescent Nebula. It's and when you have resolution like that can bring out that detail, it just is so amazing that I mean, it's a great picture. I love that picture. And then for 2.5 hours with f11 and no reducer, I was just shocked to hell. I really was.
And that's what really surprises me so much, is because you hear so much about f10, f11, it's slow, It's a slow scope, you know, slow focal ratio.
Mhm.
So sometimes when I think of that, I equate in my mind personally that I have to spend multiple, I mean, like, you know, we were saying earlier, like 20 hours or something. I have to spend so much time on that particular target because I need to make sure I'm gathering all the data, you know, that I can per light frame.
Yeah.
And so that it's a really incredible, you know, image. And it just this is something that teaches me as well personally, that maybe the whole mindset of the slow telescope, I need to reprocess that in my mind as far as the
I,
amount of time I possibly need, especially in my pinning on my skies and stuff like that.
yeah, the thing about it is it's still true. At f11, you still need you still need a lot more exposure time to get equivalent brightness to what you would get at a faster focal ratio. But even though that's true, there's a lot that's changed, and we haven't really caught up in our minds. The shift from CCD to CMOS is huge. CMOS cameras have higher quantum efficiency, right? So more of the photons get counted when they come into the telescope.
Yep.
The optics of some of these longer focal lengths are better than they ever were in the past. And also going back to the camera, much lower read noise.
Yep.
Read noise interferes with detection of fine detail, right? So, and also a lot of the newer CMOS sensors, particularly in the higher end cameras, they're back illuminated.
Yep.
Which really means that the electronics are behind the sensor instead of in front of it blocking the light. So all of this contributes to higher sensitivity. And that means that f11, it is still slower than a faster telescope, but it's way faster than it used to be.
It used to be.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, when you compare it to stuff like Enron, you're from this era, like just like me. When you're dealing with a SBIG-KF8300 with a quantum of efficiency, if I remember right, of 54%. You know, and
And H alpha is down around 30.
Okay, so yeah, so with now Ben, yeah, it definitely drops. But I mean, now you're dealing with cameras that are 90 plus quantum efficiency, and what that means is how efficient your camera is. Remember, Ron was talking about that analog data, right? Coming from the stars. And what it's doing is it's converting all those photons, right, into a digital image, and how efficient that camera is in doing that. So it's taking 90% of the photons that are hitting that sensor and changing it into an image that you could see, as opposed to 50% from 20, 25 years ago. So to Ron's point, these sensors have really, you know, if you think about it, have changed the way we can kind of do astrophotography, even with a slower scope than f10. I mean, it's you know, I remember, and Ron, you remember this. There is no way in hell that you would be thinking about shooting f10 15 years ago before CMOS. Give me that 3.3 reducer. How am I going to do it with that? you know. So I mean, it's definitely the sensitivity of the cameras, and you know what? And if this Sony sensor ever comes out with the dual layer technology that they're talking about, oh my God! I mean, if this we broke this. What's that?
We're all going to be broke.
Yeah,
We're all
it's
gonna be
gonna.
broke.
Yeah, it'll be $12,000 for the camera, but I mean, we'll still buy it. You know, but but
It'll be like Grandpa or Sky Shed Pod S.
Exactly.
do I need to eat, or do I need to do you know, so, how far can I go before my wife divorces me? Or you know, but
Exactly.
yeah.
Norm had brought up had a comment here. He made the comment that, Ron, your stars look good but he's always heard that you never get good stars on a Schmidt Cassegrain.
Wow.
And
Okay.
this is definitely one of those, images that definitely shows, with optics and everything and having that right equipment. That's not necessarily true. That's not true. You can get nice sharp stars.
Yeah, you can get nice sharp stars. You can.
Yeah,
You can.
absolutely.
With the right pixel scale, and if you make the pixels big enough, you can make the stars really sharp. You can make them 1 pixel sharp.
Yeah.
That's undersampling.
Yep.
The real question is, can you get really nice stars when you're properly sampled? And the answer with these Edge HD optics seems to be yes. Like, I'm not, I'm a refractor guy. I'm using this scope because I thought it would be fun, and Celestron wanted me to use it, see what I could do with it. And so far, it's really performing well.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm
That's
looking
great.
I don't
forward.
expect that to change, by the way. I haven't even checked the collimation yet. I'm waiting for a crappy night at full moon to do them.
Yep.
It's performing so well now that every chance I get, I'll be imaging.
There you
go. Wow.
Dave saying put a 3-time Barlow on it and try some planetary. Planetary and DSO is such a different beast. They are such different monsters.
So get a load of this. If I unbind my camera, my image scale would be 0.19 arc seconds per pixel. And that's probably low enough to do some planetary imaging. And I'll get back to you on that because I plan to try that experiment with my deep sky camera when I can, when the planets are well placed for me. At under 0.2 arc seconds per pixel, I might be able to do a decent job on Jupiter and Saturn, even without a Barlow. So we'll see what happens.
You're only doing ROI imaging anyway. So, I mean,
Exactly.
So.
And that would allow me to have the guider going and not have to, I hate the thought of disassembling a setup that I have working to put in a planetary camera where I have no experience with planetary imaging, really. I'd rather try out with the setup that I already have. And by the way, I love planetary visual. We didn't get to use it, but I have a 20-inch and a 10-inch Dob.
Well, the last time I was there in October, we took the 10 out, and got a chance to look through that.
Pretty nice.
Oh yeah,
that's a handmade scope.
I know
that was a homemade scope.
I know.
I ground the mirror myself. I had arms like a gorilla.
and now we're all just getting old.
So Dan, let me ask you. Let me ask you. What were some takeaways, for you, being at Starfest and everything? I'd be kind of, I'm curious to know, and I'm sure be our viewer membership as well. About like to know, your experience, going up to Canada and everything. I know you posted a few things on Facebook.
But. Well, I mean, I love going up there. I do, because having friends like Ron and Sean and all those people up there that kind of are in the community, and it's really kind of cool when it's different when you're by yourself and you just kind of go up there and do your thing and then just go home, where you have that camaraderie where you sit there and you can actually talk about things that you actually enjoy. Now, that being said, I have found out recently through the first night with Sean I think I am just getting too old and cranky to be sitting outside in sub 40-degree weather freezing and sweating at the same time over a telescope for 8 hours. And I even though the skies were nice, they were nice. I don't know. I just don't think I have many more star parties at night in me at all.
We had more fun in my driveway
We
eating
did.
pizza, listening to music, and going to bed when the equipment was all running.
Yeah, and I'm going to bed. Because I mean, I'll tell the story a little bit later. But you know what? Yeah, everybody's like, Dan, you're not cranky. Yeah, but am I really that
Oh
cranky?
yeah, right.
but we had a travesty of an Airbnb experience when we were up there, and I registered for this. I made a reservation for this Airbnb for 4 days. Sean and I stayed a total across 3 days, 4.5 hours. We were out of there like Vladimir. We were out of there like Vladimir. We were done. And I'll put some pictures up later and you'll see what I'm talking about. But this was the most, not only did the owner of the Airbnb change all the pictures after Sean and I complained about it and put right pictures up, after they paid back the money, and I think Sean's still waiting for a refund, but I got my refund. But they took the entire listing down today.
Really?
It is not there. They changed the picture, then found out we got money back, and now the listing's not even there. So you could thank Sean and myself for getting a really bad B&B off the where was it? Where was it? It was in Mount
Airbnb.
Forest,
Yeah.
Ontario. So if
I
you
hope you're not talking about my house.
no, at least your house didn't have a really creepy baby staring at you. And you know what was even scarier? You know what? I have a picture of it. And I'm gonna pull it up in a second. So I need you guys to fill in a little bit while I'm looking for it. But there was an Astroworld member in Sean's room. Yes, there was, and we'll show it to you.
What?
Give me a second, and I'll show it to you.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you guys will laugh your butt off.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'm gonna get it
This
up.
should be interesting.
Oh yeah. So talk about something while I find it, because
yeah. So I mean, everybody knows my whole. I don't know if anybody saw my my post this afternoon of my wonderful astronomy adventure that I've been having as far as my equipment. And don't get me wrong, I love my puppies. I love my dogs. But after the storm knocked out my Sim 60, and now I went back and now I'm using my AVX mount. And I actually bought a Pure adapter for it from Star Arizona, and got it on my Pure. But anyway, and then I don't know what happened. And yesterday, my dogs, they go nuts, with birds or other dogs are all around, and they just bolt right through, my wiring, and it's just rip. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? It's like, why? Why, God,
Did they
why?
break any of the wires? Or did the wires break or just get pulled out?
Well, fortunately for the AVX, they did rip it they did pull it out really good, but it's still powering. So it is working right now. But like say my pocket power box and everything.
And how are the dogs after whipping through that?
Oh, they're fine. They're like, hey, and then I get home. I get home before I realize all this, and they're just running through like, "Hi, Daddy! Hi! How you doing?" And then all of a sudden, I get this, and I'm just, no, this can't be happening again. 1 minute it's a storm, now it's a dog.
Well, I found the picture. Now, again, this could have been the late night talking, but maybe you guys could help me and tell me who you think this looks like. Okay, here we go. tell me that doesn't look like Scott.
I'm not. Oh God, yes.
Looks like Scott.
Oh, you were wrong, dude.
And the funny
You're
thing
so
is, and
wrong.
I couldn't find the video, but you pull that little string at the bottom, and his arms go up like he's winning, like this.
Oh no.
It looked like Scott to me. I thought it was funny.
All you need, all we need is, you know, just get some cheese or some Cheetos and just sprinkle a little on there.
So
Oh wow.
that was the baby sketch that was looking at me over my bed.
Oh man. That's a horror movie just waiting.
What the hell is that?
That's just oh man. That's just
It
no,
was it,
no,
it was
no,
scary.
no. I'm out of there. No, I'm out of there.
But one of the things, and I got to give props to Wayne, and I got a picture here. So take a look. I only got the end of it. That So Wayne Parker put Astroworld on display at the
Thank you,
NYAA
Wayne.
Starfest. So thank you to Wayne and Skyshed for doing that. Well, not only that, he also spoke very highly of Sean, Trevor, Luca Matico, Masters of Pixinsight, and all the rest of the guys. I know I'm missing somebody. There was a fourth person up there, but I gotta get out of this. So there we go. So I thought that was funny. So we'll see.
But no, that's awesome. Thanks, Wayne, really, for that
Oh,
shout out. That's awesome.
don't give me the video. Oh, so here you go. Right. Oh, is that? Let me pause this, and we'll
Is
bring
Wayne
him on.
on?
He's in the chat, but here's the video. Here you go. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go.
Hell is that? What is that?
Nice place.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable, man. It was out of control. That whole thing. That was the craziest 4 hours I ever really spent in a hotel. It was pretty bad, but
Wow.
It's funny. I got a text from Sean when I woke up on I guess it was Friday morning, maybe? Was it Friday morning? I got a text from Sean saying, Dan and I have been talking. Can we come to your place, Damage, tonight?
Yeah. Well, you know what? And you know, it's just I think we're all at the point of our lives that we shouldn't have to be, standing outside in the cold, watching your breath, taking images. I'm gonna quote Captain Kirk is taking images at night in the cold is a game for the young, Doctor. And it's just not something that we've all done that already, and we've spent years doing that. From the days of manual guiding with an eyepiece, for those of you that remember that, film, film shooting and getting your film developed, and a week later finding out you got nothing but unfocused garbage. It's the game has changed, and the technology has gotten better, and we don't have to do that anymore.
No.
It's true. We can. It's really, really true. I mean, the way the technology has shaped the hobby, especially the past 5 some years, it's amazing. You have a lot of different tools now that have just changed the game so much, from equipment to processing and processing tools like art, RC's exterminator tools and stuff like that, or it's just so many things that have just come out within the past few years that have just been so awesome.
Yep. And it's been great. It's been great. And like Wayne Parker, who I know is in the chat, who said in his presentation at Starfest, we are in the golden age of astro imaging right now. We're here. And when you go back, and I hope I could get his presentation, because it was really, really cool. He went all the way back to the 30s and shown what they were, imaging, the actual, people don't know the whole thing, where plate solving came into effect and what it actually means. Now we say, well, you take a picture and the computer takes a picture and it finds out where you're pointing. Plate solving was actually done with actual plates. And take a look at it. And he went into that, and it was very, very cool to kind of know that, going all the way up unto the 2020s, and almost 100 years of astrophotography went over, and it was pretty kind of cool to see the progression over 90 something years. And if I can get that, Wayne, send me that video and I'll put it on as a special Astroworld show on like a Thursday night. I'll throw it on there. So send it to me. All right.
So Dan, I'm gonna have to split. I have to split.
Yeah. No, we knew that you gotta kind of do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Before I go, I just want to say again that coupon code.
Yep.
Astroworld will get you $5 off next week's workshop. And if I can share my screen for 1 second.
Yep.
I've got. This is the photo that I'm going to be making, or the data set I'm going to be using is the one that I used to make this photo. This was made a while ago, so now we have some of these new tools from Russ Croman and so on, but I'm going to be working up this image in that workshop on the 29th. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. And if you did already register for that workshop, you can use any of the you can use that discount on any workshop.
Nice. There you go. So don't forget Astroworld. Go to Masters of Pixinsight, sign up for any workshop, put that in the coupon code, and $5 off. $5.
That's it.
$5.
$5.
Okay, I'm trying to turn off the screen sharing, but it doesn't seem to be letting me. Maybe I have to share something first. Hold on a minute.
Yep.
I might have to share something
there
first.
You go.
And
there you go.
Sharing.
There's your Andromeda. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did I? Is it still visible to you now?
Yeah, Andromeda.
Yeah, Andromeda's up now. Yep. Now we can see it.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know if you could see it before, but yeah, this is the data set I'm going to be processing. So This was shot with an FSQ 106 and a 1-shot color camera. Boy, who knew you could do such amazing stuff with 1-shot color?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we all did, because we all started. Many of us started with DSLRs.
Yep.
Right, and there were all
that is true.
Color.
Yep. Yes, they were. I mean, I started with film, and then I went to a Digital Rebel. And that's where a lot of people started with the Rebel. I started with the Rebel XT. That's what I started with.
Yeah, me too. I had a modified Rebel XT.
Yep, I couldn't afford the modified one, but I threw it up there, and yeah, it got some really, really cool stuff. So don't be afraid. And just like Ron said at the beginning of the show, it doesn't matter how big your pocketbook is. Use whatever you have just to get started. You have a camera, you have a scope, you have an iPhone, throw it on there, take images, learn the process, and then go from there.
100%.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you so much for having me on. Dan, it's such a treat having you stay with us and hanging with you in and out of Starfest. in and out of the kitchen. We even got to do some music together. That was fun.
Yep.
So
And next time I swear I'm gonna buy an acoustic bass just so I could go up there with it. I know you have one.
Yeah.
But I want one of my own. So because you know what, when I said, yeah, I should probably have one. I've always wanted one. I never bought one, and I think it's not a very expensive object. I mean, it can be, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. But
Doesn't have to be.
yeah,
You don't
spend a
want
couple.
it to be too expensive.
No,
You're
because
using it in a field.
yeah, exactly. Well, we had that discussion already. So there are two schools of thought. Two schools of thought to that conversation.
Well, I said it doesn't have to be expensive, but if you have I have some nice guitars. I'll play them anywhere. They're like scotch. They want to be used, right? They don't
Yeah,
want me
man.
to keep them in the case.
I'm telling you. But Ron, awesome to have you. You have an open standing invitation for whenever you want to come. Yourself, Ron, Pete, you guys have always been a staunch supporter of the show, and we thank you for that. And you are always welcome to come on whenever you want. So even if it's only for
All
an
right.
hour or 15 minutes, whatever.
Peace be with thee.
Oh.
May the Schwartz be with you. May the Schwartz be with you.
All right, Ron. Thank you so much, buddy. We'll see you soon, man.
TV world. Bye.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
All right.
That's awesome. Cool.
Oh, even the names are right. All right, cool.
All right. Amazing.
And Jen is on her way home, so I may have to cut it a little bit short because she has some important news to share with me.
That's fine.
So
yeah. I mean, and I know you've been burning, the candle at both ends, so
I'm exhausted.
Totally
I've only had 2 glasses of wine and I'm already feeling it. So not good.
So now I am finally, at least for right now, I'm finally on Nina. I'm running on Nina for the second night straight. So the ASI Air is not running right now, and I'm running on Nina. So and so far so good.
Bye-bye.
Stop it. Oh man.
You know what?
So convert. Yeah. So
and listen, ASI Air is a good product.
It's never going away.
However, I'm probably going to have a little bit of a ZWO fire sale for me. I'm probably going to. I don't use the ZWO stuff enough for it to. I know what it's like. I know what it used. You're the ZWO guy on the show. I don't have to know it. You know it. So. I have a Mini, I have a Plus, I have cameras, I have a Red Cat that's attached to 183. I'm looking to sell it all, and I'm just done with all the stuff. I need to downsize just a little bit. So if anybody's interested in any of my stuff, feel free to hit me up on Discord or Astroworld or whatever. But I missed a lot last week. So you did the picture of the week and the month, right?
On the
Friday.
month, yes, I did. And and again, congratulations to our winner. I believe it was Chris that won our image of the month. And we also had Chris won picture of the week, which was an awesome photo of the week. And don't forget, Greg Meyer won July's image of the month with a awesome Lagoon Nebula.
Oh, you want, was that the Starless?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Dr.
Yeah.
Meyer pulls it out.
Yeah. So here is the America version, America, of Chris Ferguson's Pillars of Creation within the Eagle Nebula M16, which is absolutely awesome. I love the palette and love the colors, how he brought these out, and how it's all, the red, the white, the blue, how he really just put it together and compiled it. So very nicely done. Just FYI, everyone, the voting is up. I do apologize. But the voting is up. You usually try to get it up first thing on Wednesday morning. But it is up now, so feel free, go to the website. I see we already have a couple of votes out there, so vote. So we can see we've got 2 entries right now for this week. We have the Heart Nebula from Phoenix Astro, Mark Ellis, and Tom Peters' wide field shot of the Tulip Nebula.
Nice.
So definitely go check those out. Check out those 2 photographs, both very, very awesome photographs, and take a look at which one you would like to vote for. And please don't forget, just choose the radio button underneath the respective picture, and then just scroll down and click on, is that your final answer? Click here, and your vote will be submitted. So 1 vote per person or IP address. So that way but get your friends out, family, friends, whoever, and have them check these out. And then again, the Lagoon Nebula from Dr. Meyer. So congratulations again. So it's awesome work to everybody.
Nice. Awesome.
Cool.
Pretty cool. What do we got going on Friday? Because I know we've been kind of, shooting from the hip.
We've been doing the constellations.
Yeah.
We want to keep that going. I know you're going to be catching up, with sleep and everything else.
No. I think we should keep on going. Man. Absolutely.
Okay. So we did the Perseus family, and we've been touching on, I believe, the Hercules family right now of constellations. And so we could continue.
I'm looking at the constellations now. And I got to put on my boundaries here, my constellation boundaries. There we go. All right.
I know, like last week, I did Ophiuchus.
I think Eric should do Equalus.
Where there's nothing in there. You've already done it.
There is not.
You've already done it.
In there, there is stars. I think I'm zoomed in so far, and there's only some IC stuff. There's a ZW2108 group, which you need probably like a 0.5 meter telescope to kind of see anything. But yeah, so let's see. So we already did the Summer Triangle stuff. We already did Ophiuchus, right?
Yep.
Well, we have some stuff that we could do. Hold on. So we have Scutum, which might be interesting.
Okay.
And let's see what else. I'm just trying to follow the line here.
Because like I said, we did the Perseus family, and right now we did Hercules, and I did Hercules. We did Sagittarius. We did Aquila. So those are 2 of the Hercules family. So we can keep going there. I mean, there's Hercules itself, if we want to go there. There's Scutum. There's Serpens. There's Hydra.
Did we do Lyra? I know that Jesse was supposed to do Lyra. And
Lyra, was supposed to be Jesse. So we haven't gone there yet. So
well,
there's
let's see
there's
if
several.
she has. We'll leave that to her and
Yeah.
see if she actually did anything there. So how about?
Do you want to go after Hercules and I can go after Vulpecula?
Sure, why not?
I mean, because this one, Hercules has got, quite a bit, I'm sure in there, and I can go for Vulpecula, and we can stay within the Hercules family.
Yeah, why don't we do that? And then so that'll be fine. So you do Vulpecula, I'll do Hercules. That's fine.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Cool.
Hercules and for the,
Hercules.
Don't think that's not getting on my presentation. So
oh God,
it's gonna happen. But so that being said, I mean, just throwing it out there to the, I don't know how many people are watching right now. How many? We got 26 still watching. Have any of you hit up the replays of the constellations on the playlist on YouTube? If you have, let me know if you like them or don't like them, or is it worth it to put them on like that or not. Interested in some thoughts to see if it's actually worth it to do it. I think I'm going to continue doing it either way. And it's literally just that part of the show that talks about the constellation, so people could actually go and just look at the constellation, and sooner or later hopefully we'll have 88 files in there, and we'll go from there. So if you liked it, let me know. If it's worth it, let me know. If it's not worth it, let me know.
I think they've been awesome, personally, Yeah, it's Tom even says I like them, gives me some good ideas for targets. So there you go. There's some. I mean, Kevin, Wayne, Wayne watches them. Kevin says I like them. So I think we're doing a good thing here. So
yeah.
I think
I'll keep on editing them and just throwing them in there as like a 15-minute video and of that constellation. So
stellar cast.
That's up there, I think, somewhere,
Yeah. So yeah, but besides that, I know there's just been craziness as far as heat and weather.
Yep.
So it's been very, very hot. And it's supposed to be around, at least one forecast I saw here for, at least in my city here in Illinois, in Belvedere, it was looking at, it was one forecast saying 111 degrees. That was not with the heat index. That was the straight temperature, not the heat index yet. So yeah, it's so these are the times when you basically go zero on as far as your cooling, you're pretty much you go zero. I've been bouncing back and forth with Daniel. We've been chatting. I have decided I'm going to go and stay with Ioptron. I have decided that. It's just right now deciding on if I'm going to go with the harmonic 43 or the harmonic 69, HAE 69. So that's just been the thing. And when Ron had mentioned using his mount, it made me think, how, when you mentioned his payload and, going up, because you just never know. And as far as your payload capacity and everything, it makes me, it really is making me think very hard on it.
Yep.
And yep. So Norm, you're right. Go big or go home. Dave, same thing.
Yep.
So it's one of those things.
69, dude.
Yeah. There it is. I knew you were gonna bring that.
Come on.
You're gonna do someone to do that at some point.
Wild stallions.
Wow, stallions. But we'll see. Well,
I mean,
we
you
will.
got to get what fits your style and your rigs, and if you need to plan to the future, you know what I mean. So
That's the thing.
it's still even strain waves at a 69 or 70-pound payload capacity without counterweights, it's great, but you got to think, well, where do you start to lose the advantage of the portability, right?
Right.
You know, now I don't know the specs off the top of my head on what the head mount weight of
Now the 60 the HAE 69 is 19 pounds
so you're 20
for the actual.
pounds for the head,
Yes,
and it
and I
holds 70.
believe yes, and the 43. I wanted to say it was around 14 pounds.
Yeah. And what's the EQ6R Pro? I mean,
Exactly.
so where do you sit there and say, okay, yeah, you know what, even though that it weighs as much as the EQ6R, but I don't need counterweights, and you that is a personal preference question where you
Yeah.
need to sit there and think of, okay, how much do I want to carry with me? What do I need to carry with me on
Yeah.
traveling? If this was set up, or I had a 69, or like I have my EQ8R, and Eric had his CEM 60 or 70, whichever he's using at the time. It's on a pier. It's in the backyard. It's not moving anywhere. So if it's not moving anywhere, that question becomes moot, because it's not moving anywhere. Now, if you're doing something like I did, or what Eric's going to be doing in a month or so, going to a location,
Yep.
you
Going
need
to
to
a star park.
decide for yourself what you're going to want to carry with you.
Exactly.
I bought my FRA 400 and the Pegasus, and I was happy as a clam. I was like, this is great. I can't wait to look at the data. But I mean, sometimes you just want to, be the person that, hey, wow, look at that, and you want to, be the center of attention, and that's okay. You bring the big guns out, that's fine, but you just got to remember that you got to pack all that crap up at 5 in the morning. Yeah. So
Tom had brought up a wheel. I'm gonna sell my wheelie bar. I haven't used it for God knows how long. I don't need it anymore, so I'm gonna I got to clean out my garage.
Well,
so that's one of the things that I end up
it
going.
looks like, and if I'm reading the stars correctly, and if you're watching, I'm hope not jumping the gun here, but it looks like Astroworld is pretty close, maybe, on becoming a Tough Truck UK distributor. And for those of you that don't know Tough Truck, I gotta say a thank you to Stacy Astrostace for putting me in contact with them. I saw her using it, and I said, "Wow, we don't really have any wheelie bars anymore in the U.S. There's a couple, but they're tough. They're getting tougher and tougher to get. JMI, the wheelie bars, they've been waiting on parts for 2 years. Since they were bought out. There's a couple other ones. Scope Stuff sells one. But I mean, there's really not a lot out there, and I'm looking like maybe become like a small dealer with them. And are they motorized? Well, I don't know if you'd want to motorize your scope on a wheelie bar. I don't know if you'd want that, but you could try it. Nothing's stopping you. I don't know. But go to Tough Truck UK and TUFF, and take a look at it and see if you like them. They look pretty good. They look like a decent price, and we'll see.
Nice.
Anything else? No, nothing else. Oh, man, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm a little burnt out.
Yeah. Thank God for wheelie bars. Oh wow. The EQ6R is 200 pounds.
No, it's not 200 pounds. He just blown it out of proportion. Maybe with everything on it.
maybe with everything he's got on it.
But the EQ6R is heavy. I mean, I think the mount head itself is like 32 pounds. It's pretty heavy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
right.
yeah, I mean, the decision on the mount, it's being narrowed down, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep. Well, when you're ready to make that
And I
Ioptron
still gotta,
order, let me know.
I will, but we got to talk. I got to get I just got to get the pocket power box ordered.
Oh, no,
After
I sent you a invoice for that.
Cool. I'll
So
take care of that. Awesome. Thanks, man.
yeah, so I have one literally upstairs. I can mail it to you tomorrow.
Cool. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Is it the EQ6, the reinvented Atlas? Yeah. Well, you got to remember that the EQ6 and the EQ5, depending on which Atlas you had, they're just the only difference between the two. They're both Sinta mounts. One's black, one's white. I mean, there's really no difference on the innards. There's no difference on the gearing. The only difference is the color and the branding, and that's really it. I had an Atlas EQG, the original one. I have an EQ6R. They're both workhorses. They both work great. As a matter of fact, though, I'm honestly thinking about selling my EQ6R as well. I don't need it. I don't need it. You know? If anybody wants an EQ6R and that's local, it's a little heavy. I don't know if I want to ship it, but you know, whoever buys it pays for shipping because I'm not paying for it. So
I hear you, man.
I had the Atlas EQG for 10 years and then I hyper tuned it and I sold it. Yeah, it's not 200 pounds.
Yeah.
It just may feel like 200 pounds at 4 o'clock.
May feel like it.
Yeah. 4 o'clock in the morning, it gets heavier as the hour. The mount weight is equal to 2 times the amount of time you stayed outside plus the amount of beers you drank. So that is a scientific term. It's called drunken astro lifting.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
So I'm kind of curious, even with this heat out, what were you what did you get out? What were you imaging? What were you targeting? Or did you target, with the Pegasus?
In Canada?
And when you were in Canada.
Oh, I literally I spent the 2 days getting more data on the seahorse. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I got. So I'm thinking I got in total probably about 10, 11 hours, depending on, clouds and stuff like that. I got to go through the data. I got to blink the data. So once I blink the data, probably tomorrow, then hopefully I can show a little something on Friday. It won't be totally finished because I like to take my time with processing. But it's I could definitely get probably a raw stack and maybe a real quick, DBE stretch and quick curve, and that's it. So
okay.
So hopefully I could get something like that done by Friday. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I'm still I'm working on the shark. So back to the shark this time of year.
Is your son gonna come with the shark again? He's gonna...
like he did before. It's funny. Yeah. Shark puppet.
Yeah. The shit
Oh
detector.
yes, thank you. Yeah, Tom, that's a good. Yeah, I'll have to talk to you on that critique. Create that critique page, everything. So how we can go about adding another page to the website so we can start dropping in images in there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a problem.
Okay,
we can talk about that this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Tom, we're gonna work on it, but it's gonna be coming.
Cool.
Awesome, man. Well,
all right. So I think I'm
early.
Yeah, I think I'm a little exhausted, to be honest with you.
No, I hear you.
Why don't we do that, and then I'll be ready when Jen comes home because she'll be home in a minute anyway. But So Eric, what do you got? You got any final thoughts left in that noggin of yours?
No, dude, with everything that's happened, so much, I'm spent. Just go out here. One thing I will say is try to stay cool. Try to stay as cool as you guys can with these, with the final summer push through August, and you getting these heat waves around here and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, just have a great, rest of the week, and we'll catch you guys on Friday.
Cool. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight with Ron, hanging in there and talking about all things Canada and Masters of Pixinsight. Don't forget the coupon code.
Coupon code Astroworld.
Astroworld, and go to Masters of Pixinsight. Their next class is Tuesday coming up. You get $5 off any workshop that you want. You don't have to use it for this one, but this is the one that he's using. He's going to be walking through his process on the Andromeda Galaxy. So it's going to be cool. I'm hoping I could do it. I've missed the last couple of shows because of stuff going on with the show and the store and all that. So I've missed a bunch. I'm hoping to get into it, but if you want to go and take a look and see an RGB process on M31, go check it out. Use the coupon code Astroworld, and you'll get $5 off. So very cool. And thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Chris, Tom.
Yes,
hello, Newman. Dennis, Dave, everybody. It's awesome. We're coming. You know what? I want everybody. We're coming up very, very close on episode 300. We're looking to hit episode 300 before the end of this year. And I want whoever's interested, I would love to have some people do some testimonials, like a 1-minute video on how the show has helped you and what the show means to you.
That's great.
And I will put that on that show on episode 300, and I'll play it, and I'll put it all together, and it'll be pretty cool. So what we'll do is we'll make a folder in the Google Drive where you could drop it in there for episode 300 testimonials. And I think that'd be kind of a cool way to celebrate.
That'd be kind of cool.
So make those videos 1 minute or less. It doesn't have to be crazy. And please, be dressed and considerate to people that are going to
appreciate that.
We
would appreciate.
Yeah, it could be fun. It could be funny, but keep it in the realms of good taste, please. So, so that being said, I think that'd be a great way to celebrate episode 300. Not only to celebrate the show, but to celebrate the fans. And thank you so much for the support of almost 300 episodes. Oh my God, Eric, it's sick.
I know,
but 300 nights.
I know, because I know we're at 278 right now.
Yeah,
this is 278.
So we got 11 weeks.
Yeah,
that's 3 months. So it looks like somewhere in November or December, we'll be at 300. So maybe at 300 we could time it right that we give away that $250 gift certificate to Woodland Hills. That's another thing we might want to do. So no, please, no Speedos. That would not be good. No. Thank you. No, especially
no.
No. Be. Yeah.
Yeah, dress, if as long as you're sitting at a desk or everything like that, yeah, dress from the waist up is fine. And then if you don't get up.
See, no one would know this, but it's so freaking hot in my room with all the lights and everything. I'm in my birthday suit right now. You don't even know. you wouldn't even know it.
All right, I'm done. I'm leaving. That's it.
All right, everybody. I'm good. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, everybody. And on Friday night, we're going to be doing Hercules, and Vulpeka. Hopefully Jessie will be with us. Maybe she could do Lyra if she comes on Friday night. That'd be great. But we're starting to look at for more guests. I'm starting to pummel the airwaves again. We're getting close to the fall. What does that mean? Longer nights, cooler nights. It'd be nice. So maybe our friends out in the West Coast gets a little break of the 130-degree whatever disaster you got in the Arizona desert, and you get some longer nights. So that's going to be really, really nice. But that being said, Friday night, we'll see you Friday night. Thank you everybody for watching and hanging out with us. I know we're cutting it a little bit short tonight, but it's been a long week, and actually I think I bit my tongue. It's like that's why I'm slurring. It's not because of the wine. But all right, everybody. Have a good night. Eric, pleasure as usual.
Yeah,
Thank you everybody for
absolutely, bro.
watching. And remember, as always, to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Friday. Have a good night,
Bye.
everybody. Bye-bye.